as usual, we came up with an important chapter. Here the chapter is David and Goliath. In this particular video, we are going to discuss the question answers. If you haven't watched the video where we have explained the chapter David and Goliath, you must watch that particular video after this question answer so that you get a clear concept of the chapter. So let's start with the question answer. Here we have choose the correct option. You need to choose the correct option from this given three option. So here the statement is David was out on the hills. Answer will be looking after his father's sheep. Next. Most of the time there was nothing to do. The secret weapons of the Philistines was Goliath the giant. David was called to the royal palace because the advisors thought his music could soothe the nerves of the king. Next one. David was sent to the Israelite camp to find out how his brothers were doing. Next one. When Goliath saw the young David, he laughed till his sides ached. Next, we will start with the answer the following question. First question. Why did David need all his strength and skill? Answer. David needed all his strength and skill to beat the wild animals off and save the sheep. Next. What did David hear one day? Answer. One day, David heard everyone talking about the Philistines, the old enemies of Israelites. Next question. Why was David summoned to the royal palace? Here the word summoned means called. Answer. David was summoned to the royal palace to make the king feel calmer and less anxious to sleep peacefully at night. Here, anxious means to get angry and king was becoming angry. That's why David was called, so that king becomes less angry than before and so that the king sleep peacefully at night. Next. Why did David's father send him to the Israel camp? Answer. David's father Jesse heard about Goliath the giant and was worried for his sons in the army. So he sent David to the Israel camp to find out how his brothers were doing there. Next. What did David see there? Answer. David found that Goliath the giant was shouting his challenge like he did every morning. Next. How did David defeat Goliath? Answer. David took a stone from his bag and fitted it into the sling. The stone moved very quickly through the air and smashed Goliath right in the forehead. Thus, Goliath fell to the ground and brave David won the battle. Next. Think and answer. You need to think and answer. Was David a good shepherd? Answer. David was really a very good shepherd who always looked after his father's sheep with great care and protect them with all his strength and skill from bear or lion. Next. Did King Saul act in a kind manner towards David? Answer. King Saul did not want David to fight with the warrior giant Goliath and provided his armor and weapons to him at last. It shows that King Saul acted in a kind manner towards David. Next one. What makes you think that David was courageous? Answer. In spite of being a little boy, David dared to fight with the ferocious giant Goliath and won the battle too. By this, we can surely conclude that David was indeed courageous. So my dear students, with this we come to the end of this particular video. If you find the content of this video helpful, then like, share, subscribe this channel. Also click on the bell icon to get regular update from this particular channel. If you want tuition or if you want to directly contact with our expert faculties, then you can join our Telegram channel. And if you haven't watched the detailed explanation of this particular chapter, you must watch it to get a clear concept of this particular chapter. Thank you students. Have a nice day. Stay safe.